food and fat. Americans may seem obsessed with weight loss and dieting.
Gotta eat healthy.
Yet the Centers for Disease Control say that 64% of us are overweight.
The best food has the most fat in it.
The burgers and different things look so tempting, you know?
The biggest public health problem we face in this country right now is epidemic obesity.
The desire to eat healthy and eat food that tastes good presents a big challenge for restaurant chains. So some of those popular casual dining chains, known for their high-calorie, cheesy, saucy, oversized meals, are now offering special appetizers, entrees, and desserts, which the restaurants say will be better for you and taste great.
Healthy and indulgent are rarely in the same sentence. At Red Lobster, they're in the same bite.
But is that really possible? We decided to find out. We randomly picked 6 restaurants from 6 of the largest casual dining chains that offer special menus to people watching what they eat. The restaurants are not required to include nutritional information on their menus, but on these special menus, some are starting to. We ordered some meals from those menus.
I'm going to get the Smart Eating New Orleans seafood, and he's getting the regular seafood.
Had them bag them up to go, took the meals to the Santa Pure Food Laboratories in Saddlebrook, New Jersey, and handed them to Dr. Ron Schnitzer, who has 30 years of experience testing food. Each individual meal was then blended down to its basic components, and the nutritional facts were revealed. And what we found was some good news and some bad. All of our restaurants offered meals our experts say are good for you. But we also found a number of items that contained some unhealthy surprises.
Some nasty numbers.
The restaurants we tested were Applebee's, which has a Weight Watchers menu, Chili's, which offers the Guiltless Grill, Red Lobster and their special menu called Lighthouse Selections, Olive Garden's Garden Fare items, TGI Fridays with offerings advertised as Atkins approved, and Ruby Tuesday with menu items they call Smart Eating Choices. But we found some items on the special menus that nutritionists say are not so healthy.
It's kind of like getting to see the good profile of the Phantom of the Opera and thinking that's all there is to the story. There's another side to the story, and that part we're not told.
Introducing TGI Friday's new Atkins-approved menu, sizzling strip with blue cheese.
I'll have the strip steak from the Atkins menu.
We ordered, then packed up, the sizzling strip steak from the commercial for TGI Fridays, which the menu says is low in carbs. As you probably know, Atkins is a low-carbohydrate diet and does not focus on fat content. The menu says this meal is 6 net carbs. In fact, the net carbs in our sample were nearly 0. Even better, you might think. But what the menu doesn't mention is fat, and our meal weighed in with 72 grams of fat, more than what the FDA recommends for an entire day.
It's low in carb, but it's basically a delivery system for saturated fat.
Including 4.78 grams of trans fat, the worst kind of saturated fat.
If we were to call trans fat slow poison, which in essence is what it is, it's an industrial product, and it contributes to the risk of heart disease and cancer, it would have been gone a long time ago.
The Atkins Company's website says trans fats have no place in any healthy lifestyle. When we first informed TGI Fridays of our results, they told us that they didn't use trans fat in their Atkins menu items, and that it must have been a mistake in the kitchen. When pressed, they told us that our dish may have contained a small amount of naturally occurring trans fats. And then just today, TGI Fridays said that after conducting their own investigation, 2020 had in fact uncovered a mistake. Trans fat was used to prepare the meal, but they say it wasn't in the strip steak, it was in the side dish, the broccoli, the last place you may expect to find trans fat. Fridays also said that they have immediately revised this recipe and notified every restaurant in the system of this recipe change. Over at Red Lobster, our eye was drawn to the 100% pure melted butter dipping sauce on its Lighthouse menu. The menu says it has 21 grams of fat, but our sample contained 67.63 grams, including 217% of your maximum FDA recommendation of saturated fat for one day. All this in a serving of butter.
This is a classic example of excess. The numbers published by Red Lobster are for approximately an ounce of butter. They provide the consumer with 3 ounces of butter.
You're on lettuce the rest of the day.
That, for the rest of the day and probably 2 or 3 days after that.
If you were diet conscious, would you be eating butter anyway?
If it's off the healthy menu section, why not?
And then there was cheesecake. Cheesecake? On a healthy menu? The Applebee's Berry Lemon Cheesecake we sampled was higher in both calories and fat than advertised. 7 grams of fat on the menu versus 10.5 in the lab. Applebee's explained the discrepancy as being due to variations in shipping conditions, volume of air retained, and size of berries available. The good news is that almost all of the actual nutritional information about fat or carbs or calories was close to or even less than advertised. But it's what's not listed on these menus, our experts say, that you should be aware of. Sodium. And that's a significant health concern for some.
Anytime something's taken out of a dish to justify a health claim, more salt tends to be added.
They're going to add salt to make it taste better.
So the salt content really is just through the roof.
For example, our black bean burger meal from Chili's Guiltless Grill menu shows fairly accurate calories, carbs, and fat. But what it didn't show are 1,687 milligrams of sodium, 70% of the FDA's daily maximum. Our Olive Garden Shrimp Primavera meal had 1,098 milligrams of sodium, almost half the recommended daily maximum. And a cup of broccoli and cheese soup we bought at a Ruby Tuesday contained 57% of the recommended daily maximum. When we asked the restaurant chains about these sodium levels, they said they do not advertise their food as low sodium.
What does that do to someone's health when they are taking in, say, that much sodium and they don't even really know that they're taking in that much sodium at one meal?
On a single occasion, not much unless you're sick already, very vulnerable to sodium. But this is not on a single occasion, so these high intakes of sodium are associated with high blood pressure. They've been linked to increased risk of stroke, increased risk of heart disease.
And if you thought those sodium numbers were bad, look at these from Friday's Atkins menu, where only net carbs are listed. Our sizzling chicken with broccoli, 3,006 milligrams of sodium. That's 125% of your daily maximum. The Friday's Atkins Tuscan spinach dip we bought had 2,031 milligrams of sodium. None of the menus listed any numbers for sodium. So our small survey makes the point, if you are concerned about what's not listed on the menu, ask your server.
If enough of us start asking probing questions, yeah, okay, it's low carb, but what's the saturated fat content? Or how much salt does this have relative to how much I'm supposed to eat in a day? If you don't ask those questions, it's maybe healthy for the menu, it may not be so healthy for you.
So how can you be sure you eat healthy at these restaurants? Here are some tips from the experts. Get salad-based entrees with dressing on the side so you can control the amount of fat that goes into your meal. Avoid the pasta and meat, and look for the fish entrees, but get them broiled or grilled, not sautéed. And the other thing to consider is this: are restaurants really the place to worry about a diet?
I would eat what I enjoy. Worry about the diet conscious items when you're home and can control what you're eating. In a restaurant, you have no control. You're not in the kitchen. You're sitting at a table waiting for it to be served to you. Just enjoy it.